Hey, how you doing, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of God's Concept, or God Concept. This is episode 46. My name is Mr. Pagan. How you guys doing today? I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are being productive. One thing is that I wanted to speak about today. I always say that we walk in multiple realms at one time. And it's true. And those realms may never line up for you, right? They may never all be in accordance at one time. The only thing you can really do is find your center within between all three of those realms that we walk in at one time. You walk in the mental realm, the physical realm, and the spiritual realm. If you can find the center of those three realms, you got it. And whatever it is, it depends on you. It is whatever you want it to be. Whatever you got, whatever you want to manifest at that point will come to fruition. But you have to center yourself within those three realms, in the middle of those three realms, in the eye of the storm, if you say. Last night, I had sort of a sleepover. I had an adult fucking sleepover, right? With a good friend of mine. I had an adult sleepover with a guy that I consider a brother of mine. You know what I mean? And we had some deep fucking conversations. You know what I mean? Talking about, different things, different family situations, different personal situations, love lives, etc. And what it did was, it furthered that conversation with my friend, cemented me even further in the concept that we have soulmates out here, and our soulmates can meet up with us in our life, or they cannot meet up with us in our life. I don't know if it's divine order, if it's sheer coincidence, or whatever the case may be. But I was explaining to him that I've actually met my soulmate, and how do you know it's a soulmate, and things of that nature, and how it feels to have a soulmate, right? Because you can actually convey things telepathically, or, like mentally. You can actually share thoughts with your soulmate. You actually share feelings with your soulmate. You actually share a common interest with your soulmate. A lot of people believe that, you have a destiny. You have a certain thing that you're supposed to do with your life. And I'm one of those people who believe that the only way that you really get to see the true manifestation of whatever you were supposed to be if you meet up with your soulmate. You see what happened when Adam met up with Eve. He created populations that created us, if you believe in that story. But that's what it is. Adam and Eve created all of us when he found his soulmate, or when the Creator created his soulmate. Adam found Eve, and they was able to populate this whole entire fucking earth. And that's what each of our soulmates are to us. And we don't realize that. We don't realize the true potential or the true power that we have. Because my brother that I was talking to, he's a truly powerful being. He's somebody powerful. But imagine the type of power that this man would have if he had his soulmate. That's all I'm saying. Imagine the type of power that this man was to have if he actually had his soulmate in his life. Imagine the type of power I would have. Well, I don't want to go there. I'm gonna let that thought go to the side. But imagine the power that a person would possess if they were to actually run into their soulmate, and they were actually, doing what they were supposed to do together, whatever that may be. Imagine how powerful that movement will become. Would that be some pharaoh and queen type shit going on? Yes. That's why Heru and Aset and all those people ascended to the heights of to the pinnacles of life, of creation, of discovery. This is why Tahuti and everybody was able to rise to the pinnacles of discovery. It's because they had their fucking soulmate. They didn't have nobody holding their soulmate for ransom. They didn't have nobody capturing their soulmate and trapping that magic that you and your soulmate could capture together. They didn't have that. They didn't have that happening to them at all. This is why those people in that time, in those times, in those biblical, in those prehistoric times were so fucking powerful. Because they actually had soulmates. They actually had somebody that would stand by their fucking side no matter what. Die with them and be reincarnated with them and come back with them to continue this legacy of nothing but knowledge and wealth building and future building. This is what your soulmate is supposed to do with you. And all of us have one. If you're out here living without a soulmate or whatever, it's because it's by design. You know, I believe that the foreign people really have a good concept when they believe in arranged marriages. If they're arranging marriages between soulmates and not just two people that merely they want to put together, that's a fucking, that right there, it tells me why they're so progressive in life. Foreigners are so fucking progressive in life because maybe they figured something out. Maybe they figured out that you're supposed to have a fucking soulmate. And your soulmate is supposed to be with you on your journey to this life. That's why everywhere else, every other country but America could strive and flourish. People in America sometimes just fall by the wayside. Because sometimes we find that person that we supposed to be on that journey with, and sometimes we don't. I'm that nigga that, even if I don't got my soulmate, I'm still going to make it through. I'm still going to pave my path. You know what I mean? I'd rather do it with whoever I was supposed to do it to or was intended to go on this journey with. But at the same time, if I don't know you, if you never show yourself to me, right? If you never reveal yourself to the person that you're supposed to be with on that journey in life, I gotta go on my own. I gotta accomplish all this shit on my own. Don't try to come later after this shit is built already. Some soulmates will come in your life before that shit built to hinder what you're trying to build. Because they know that they were supposed to build it for you. So they'll fuck all your shit up so they could go on and keep living their life and they don't gotta go ahead and meet up with you. You got soulmates like that out here that will really fuck you over. Because really divine intervention to really say if they're going to be a good person or a bad person. The soulmate thing is fucked up. Because God don't determine, the creator don't determine whether your soulmate is going to be a fucked up person or not. Your soulmate parents could determine that. Your soulmate parents or, you know, what they go through in life can determine whether they're going to accept you or be accepting of you or not. In my situation, I was fucking railroaded. I don't know if it was by my soulmate or by my soulmate parents. But either way, I was fucking railroaded. I know the acts of my life. And when you know the acts of your life and you put everything together, can't nobody call me crazy. Can't nobody say I don't know what I know. Can't nobody say I ain't been where I've been and seen what I've seen because I've did this. I've lived this. I'm experiencing this right fucking now. I don't care what anybody says in America, in any organization, Masonic or otherwise, about soulmates, because I know it's real, because I'm a living being, and I believe in the yin and yang, and I believe in duality and balance, and we all supposed to have that. And I believe here in America, our Masonic organizations actually keep our fucking soulmates away from us, because they don't really want us to be as powerful as we could be. We could be powerful beyond our wildest fucking imaginations if we actually paired up with the people that we were supposed to pair up with in the fucking beginning. That's what pisses me off so bad, because nobody seems to understand this but me. And other people out there that also understand this, that sees this shit happening. And it's a fucking travesty. It's a travesty to the soul. It's a travesty to the fiber of our very essence of who we are if we were created to be paired up with somebody in a duality status. Why the fuck aren't we duality? Why aren't we together paired up with these people? Why? Because we're looked at as less than? Our other halves look at us as less than? Or is it like a modern day Trail of Tears? Because this is what happened before. This land has been conquered before. That's why we're in this situation. See, one thing you got to realize, we're Native American in this land. A lot of us are Native American. And those Irish people came over here and they stole part of our fucking soul. We amalgamated with them. They're in our soul. They're in our DNA. They're embedded in us. We have soulmates of a different Caucasian, of a different hue, of a different complexion, of a different race. Whatever the fuck you want to call it, we have soulmates of that caliber. And they can ruin us. This is why you had the Trail of Tears. Because they came along and brung these type of witchcrafts and these magic. They gave you, that you already know that they already gave you diseases with the blankets back then. So what's to say that they didn't attach to your soul and just decide to not be with you, so you will always feel incomplete in your life? Think about that shit. It's not so far-fetched. Because who's ahead and who's always the tail? Think about that shit. We got to wake up, people. We got to wake up and do better and really start doing better by each other and do better by your soulmate. And I say do better by each other because you never know who your fucking soulmate is. You never know who that person is that you're supposed to attach to take your journey with in life. You never know who that person will be. So start being a little bit more generous and a little bit more kind to each other and a little bit more understanding. Talk to one another instead of before you jump to a conclusion and say a person's crazy or insane or out of their mind or something's wrong with them. Because you never know with spiritual, they might be walking more in the spiritual than the physical. Or they might be walking more in the mental than the physical and the spiritual. That happens. It all happens. It all culminates here. We're here together for this experience. And it was put together by a divine creator who put together things like yin and yang, duality, right and wrong, good and evil. If you look at anything, it has an equal and opposite. So why the fuck would you think that you don't have an equal and opposite to your soul? Marriage is bullshit. Marriage is the arranged marriage of governments to keep you lost away from your fucking soulmate. This is why out of nowhere you have a guy kill his whole fucking family out of nowhere. To be honest with you. This is why you have things like that. Sometimes your soulmate will have you do things like that. Sometimes your soulmate will put you behind bars for a long fucking time just because they don't want to see you with anybody else. And they can't be with you because it's the grand scheme of whoever their forefathers are. So you got to remember, if you got the heart of gold, your soulmate probably has the heart of evil. It's very rare that you meet two soulmates that both got the heart of gold that'll come into your life and elevate you and you elevate them in a beautiful harmony of just peace and tranquility and love and respect for each other. It's rare that you get that. It's not often. It's once in a blue fucking moon. And you may only experience that with a soulmate, but you won't ever experience that with your soulmate if you never encountered them. And that's what a lot of us are encountering here right now. That's why you have a lot of homosexuality. That's why you have a whole lot of this LGBTQ shit, is because soulmates are not together. I don't care what anybody thinks about it. I don't care if you don't like me or don't like what I'm saying or my explanation of it. A lot of this shit is because your soulmate is probably dating the same sex as them. So if your soulmate don't want you, it can make you confused. If your soulmate don't want you, it can make you run and become homosexual. If your soulmate don't want you, it can make you confused and want to kill yourself. If your soulmate don't want you, it'll make you be a bum and unsure of where your life is headed. That's how deep this shit is. And the ones that know about it is those fucking Eastern Stars and those fucking Masonic people. The Masonic lodges, they know about this type of shit. Because these are things that they don't teach you in school. They don't teach you this in the courtrooms and law when they're trying to prosecute you and put you in jail. These are laws of the fucking soul that I'm talking about. These are laws of the fucking soul that I'm talking about. And I don't care what anybody thinks about me, or if you think I'm right, wrong, or indifferent. Hear the tone of my fucking voice and understand that if you're a soulmate of somebody and you know that you have a soulmate out there and you're doing them wrong, shame on you, and your life will be in purgatory. Your soul will go into purgatory if you know that you have a soulmate out there and you haven't joined up with them or connected with them in some way because of your family differences or whatever the fuck that is. Your soul is going to burn in fucking purgatory. And to be honest with you, it may be up to your soulmate to be able to pull you out of that fucking purgatory. What if that's the case? What if that's the case? What if it's up to your soulmate? What if it's predicated upon your soulmate to pull you out of purgatory once you've decided to fuck them over their whole life. That would be something fucking else. That would be just due. I have a question. If you found out that you had a soulmate all your life, and they never once encountered you or tried to help you out on your journey or even embark on whatever it was that Creator had planned for y'all to embark on, would you let them rot? Would you let that soul rot in purgatory? Or would you pull them out of that purgatory? I'm going to tell you right fucking now. I would pull my soulmate out of that purgatory. You know why? Because the Creator intended a soulmate and their soulmate to be together. Yin and yang to be together. So no matter how bad my soulmate does me, I will always pull my soulmate out of purgatory. I will always love my soulmate, even if she's not with me, even if she's trying to scheme on my life in many different ways, even if she's hurting me in many different ways. I don't give a fuck. I will always love her. I will always respect her. I will always revere her as a strong fucking woman, as a strong being, as a piece of me, as a part of my soul. She has a part of my soul. I will always respect and love her, whether we never get together in my fucking life or not. I salute you, baby. Always will. In this life and in the next one. Because that's what it's about. I will not transcend with the hatred for anybody, not even a soulmate. I won't do that. Because I want to transcend past the next level of life, really. That's my goal. And I'm, really it hurts me deeply to know that I don't have my soulmate with me. And the reason I'm able to expound on this so deeply and so fluently is because I know my soulmate. My soulmate's family and my family are acquaintances. We know one another. Cordial with one another at times. We play a lot of fucked up games with each other at times. Mentally, spiritually, physically. It's all right. I just, honestly, if I could say one thing on here, and I hope that she listens to this podcast, I miss you and I love you. And no, my soulmate is not the mother of my kids. No, she's not the mother of my kids. My soulmate is not the mother of my kids. That would be some great shit. Because see, a lot of times we don't realize if we're with our soulmate and we have children, those children will be like fucking X-Men. You got to understand, you and your soulmate's children will be so fucking powerful. That's why I really, it's not just a journey for me. It's the whole life experience with a soulmate. Because just that experience living a life with who the Creator intended you to live life with. It's such a powerful thing, but people stand in the way of that. Because two soulmates getting together is something powerful. Your soulmates and you children will be like fucking Superman. Able to navigate space and time and Earth at the same time. That type of shit. Like, what was Superman called? Clark Kent? Yeah, you'll have a Clark Kent out this joint. Like, you'll have a real fucking Superman out this joint. If you ever ran into your soulmate, you actually had kids with your soulmate, they would have different abilities than everybody else, or they would have a different focus level than everybody else that would allow them to meditate and allow them to hit peaks and heights of who they are, spiritually, mentally, and physically, that a lot of people aren't able to hit. That's why it's so important for you to get with your soulmate. That's why it's important. It's very important. It's very essential to our soul. But you'll never know if you never experience it. I like to say that I experienced it a bit. I've experienced it a bit. I got a taste of it. And it tastes good. It's not an acquired taste. It's a taste that feels right. It's something that just feels right. It feels like it's divine order. It feels like it's supposed to be when you meet that one. And you would know, and it's not no physical shit. It's not nothing like that. I'm going to tell you right now what it is. I'm going to break it down for you, before I end this podcast. If your soulmate is fucking somebody else, you could feel that. If your soulmate give their self to somebody else, it can make you feel inferior to that person. If your soulmate was to disappear or perish or anything, you would feel empty-minded. You would feel like a part of you is missing. It's the turtle dove experience, if you will. Because a turtle dove always pair up with another turtle dove, and they pair for life. That's what we're supposed to do as well. Our souls are supposed to do that. But we don't always meet up with these soulmates. And I believe that our women are more in tune with knowing who their soulmates are than us. That's just my theory. That's just my hypothesis. Because my soulmate been involved with my family for a long time. My soulmate's family been involved with my family. So they knew who I was. And I believe that my soulmate didn't get with me because my mother is schizophrenic, or she claims to be schizophrenic or whatever. And to be honest with you, if I'd known that her mother was schizophrenic or some shit like that, I probably would still be with my soulmate. But, a lot of people are shallow and vain. You really can't choose who your soulmate's character is going to be. It'd be a blessing for us to be able to choose exactly the characteristic of our soulmate. A lot of times our soulmate characteristics are the exact opposite from ours, but at the same time, the exact same as ours. It's weird. It's a crazy dynamic. And my soulmate is shallow and vain. And, they did whatever they did to me and my family because maybe they didn't just want to be attached to us, or maybe they did want to be attached but didn't want to, have the whole thing of actually having to settle down with one person or one, and it's a shame that it's like that. Today's times is like that. Because to be honest with you, my soulmate didn't want me because she just wanted another man. Maybe she met another man before me. Maybe it's because, my mother was, had something wrong with her mentality. Maybe her family just held a grudge, but, I don't know why. Because I'm a great person. I toot my own horn. I'm a great fucking person. My soulmate deserves to have me in their life because I believe that I can elevate them, and I believe that they can elevate me. So what I do instead is I try to channel the energy that we could have had together, and I try to have that energy on my own by myself. Because if your soulmate don't meet up with you, you still got dreams, you still got goals and visions to meet. So I'm not going to let one bad apple ruin a whole bunch. What I like to do is I like to channel that energy that I believe that me and my soulmate will have together, and I use it on my own, and I utilize it on my own to create music, books, and just do good by people. What can you say? It's life. It's a human experience. For all you know, when this life is over, my soulmate will be waiting on the other side, full of apologies and just ready to accept me and to let me know that they're sorry about what happened in this life and they're going to make it better in the next life. But to be honest with you, I have no idea. I have no idea if, that's just hypothesis. It may be, it may not be. It's hard to know that you got somebody out there lingering around and they never met up for you. It's like, it's a different level of abandonment. You have children that feel abandoned by parents. You have, people that's abandoned by the team, by the squad. But it's different when you feel like your soul has been abandoned by somebody that was supposed to go on a journey with you throughout life. That shit hurts. Soul abandonment hurts. And a lot of guys want to kill themselves A lot of women want to kill themselves. A lot of us experience suicidal tendencies. A lot of us turn to homosexuality. A lot of us turn to drugs. A lot of us do heinous fucking things. We turn to evil or whatever because we are abandoned by a soulmate, by somebody that we were supposed to go on a journey through life with. And it's, it's a sad, fucked up feeling. And sometimes you'll never know why you're experiencing that feeling. You'll never know why you're going through what you're going through. But look into what I'm saying. That's all I can ask you. Just look into what I'm talking about. Don't just take it like I'm some quack, like I'm some kook that's just up here mumbling and speaking mumbo jumbo about this and that. No. I'm about to make a bag of popcorn. And I'm just talking to y'all about this because this is real. This is what's true. I feed you no fabrications. I've been there, man. I've been there. I felt things inside of me from a soulmate. Okay? I've told jokes to my soulmate in my mind because that's the type of person I am. We share intimate thoughts and feelings and things like that. Physically, spiritually, mentally. To this day, I could do that. I have clairvoyance in a lot of ways, and I also have tetrachromacy, and I'm also tetrachromatic. I'm sorry. Tetrachromatic is when you see a whole different color spectrum, so you see different things. A lot of us are attached on a spiritual level that we didn't ask for, so you can't be dismissive of a person's thoughts or feelings about things that's going on spiritually, physically, mentally. You can't be dismissive of those things because only they know what they're going through physically, mentally, spiritually, with whatever entity or whatever problem or everyday, thing that they're dealing with. You never know. So you can't really deem a person crazy because we're in an age of discovery. We're at the beginning of the age of Aquarius. So a lot of spiritual things and a lot of spiritual enlightenment that weren't available to us previously are beginning to, become, unveiled. And we have more knowledge and further knowledge. And, with that knowledge, we have to take heed. You always have to take heed to knowledge of the soul, to knowledge of the spirit, to knowledge of the mind, to knowledge of the physical. You have to take heed to these things. And for me not to take heed to the fact that I have an opposite out there, I have a woman soulmate out there, for me to not tell nobody about that experience that I'm having would be me doing injustice to the documentation of this audiobook, to the documentation of life itself. This has to be documented. Because I don't hear many people talking about this. I don't hear many people saying these things. So I have to let my experiences be known. That way, in the future, when somebody have this experience, you can't call them crazy or kook. Because you got somebody here telling you about this. You got somebody here talking about this and actually expounding upon their own personal experiences with a soulmate. Hey, and before I end this podcast, I just want to let you guys know that I have been streaming the music. I appreciate for everybody streaming the music and promoting the music and supporting the music. I'm coming out with new music. Hopefully I could, do some collaborations and things like that. As well as the books that I'm coming out with. The audio book will be soon released on Audible. The books are already available on Amazon Kindle. The book title is Nature's Features by me, Mr. Pagan, Mark Pagan. The music, of course, is Mr. Pagan on all streaming platforms. Also, check out my YouTube page. I've been putting out a lot of new content, a lot of new vape videos, a lot of new game stream videos that I'm doing in different locations, different atmospheres. That's how I play on my game stream. I like to play my music on my game stream, and I also like to change up my atmosphere so you get a different setting every time I'm playing on my game stream. And, you know, I'm going to try to incorporate a little soft listening music in with my audiobook as well if I, you know, see I should do it. I mean, I've been looking at other narrators and things like that, and I really just want to be organic to the way that they do everything. You know, I want to keep it consistent, and, you know, I don't want to break the mold too much, but I'm definitely going to make it my own. Y'all have a good one. Thank you for supporting me. And this has been Guys Concept, episode 46. I'm your host, Mr. Pagan. Thank you for all the love and support. Download the books on Amazon Kindle. Listen to the music on all streaming platforms. And go on YouTube and check out the content. Thank you. Oh, and also, Thursday nights and Friday nights and Sunday nights, we have events at the Lenny. Okay, we have jazz nights Thursday nights, we have hip-hop nights on Friday nights, and Sunday we having football games and things of that nature. There's plenty of entertainment, and there's plenty of event space. Even if you want to throw an event yourself, there's plenty of event space. We sell books. We sell, you know, we have contributions that you can make to enjoy the jazz and the festivities here at the Lenny. So once again, come check us out, you know, and you have a blessed day. Thank you. Bye-bye.